great. Well, that's great. Oh, everyone's out here. Everyone looks so nice. I feel like I did not dress the part. I feel like I came to you dressed like an inner city youth counselor in like a shitty movie. Like that's the vibe. Just like really want to reach these kids. You know, like you see, like, what are you doing out there, Hakeem? You got so much potential. You don't fight with these, you fight with this. Like that's the vibe I'm bringing out. It's good to be here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Whitfield. I feel like you can tell this probably by looking at me and listening to me, but I've been a lot of white people's first black friend. That's something I have tons of experience in that. So if you need one, I got business cards after the show. Do that. I've been described by many white people as approachable, so whatever that means to you. It's fine. I feel like I get it. Like the vibe I give off. I feel like in general I have like a cool guy vibe. I feel like if you see me, you're like, oh, that guy knows a lot about music, and then you talk to me, it's just like, oh wow, just Broadway musicals over there. Like the vibe I give off is cooler than I am, and like I know this because like a lot of old black dudes will like nod at me on the street, which is like, okay, cool, room full of losers. You don't know that's the coolest thing that can happen to you. Just being acknowledged by an old black dude. And it happens to me, but like it happens when I don't deserve it. The first time I figured that out was a couple years ago. You know those, you guys live in the city, you live in Rochester, you know like those like city bikes that you can just rent for a while and then everyone stole them and then now they're like, oh, let's do it again, but with scooters. But anyway. Like a couple of summers ago, like I saw one of those bikes, I was leaving my favorite ice cream parlor, and as I go out of the, parlor, I know, not cool, that's what I said. And as I was leaving, I see the bike, and I'm like, oh, it's a nice day, let's go around town. And I put my ice cream in the basket of the bike, and like, I get on, and I'm like going into traffic, and I want people to see me, so I give a ding ding on the bell, and right when I go ding ding, an old black guy walks by, he's like, all right now, pimp, and keeps going, I'm like, sorry. Could you come back? Look, what about the situation is pimp? You know, like this bike has a bell and a basket. What makes you think I know where the hose are at? Like, what's like that? It's just not the vibe I'm giving off. It's fine though. It's so cool seeing people without masks. It's not. That's a very cool thing. I'm very happy, it was like touchy for a moment, like this whole mask thing. I was like always worried about it. Like I remember the day they lifted the mandate for New York, I went to Michael's because I'm a crafty bitch. I don't know what the fuck you were doing in the fucking pandemic, but I can macrame. So now I go to Michael's and I'm the only person there in a mask and I'm like already feeling nervous. It's like day one. Then I see another guy, he comes in and he's wearing a mask. I'm like, well, at least, you know, a couple people, it's not just me who's nervous. A couple minutes later, I see that guy, he's leaving, he has just a bunch of shit under his shirt and he just leaves. I'm like, oh, you're just stealing. You're just stealing and you don't want people to know it's you. Gotcha. So like, keep the mask, they are good for something. Like, that's just what I learned about that. I don't know, man. It feels like it's been 1 million years since like people have been in a room. Like so much has happened in the last year. Like I feel like we all forgot like the beginning of the pandemic. At the very beginning of the pandemic, I moved in with my new girlfriend. That was the first thing I did, and it could have been wow. God, it's okay. Everyone is alive. Like it's fine. It was fine, but like right after we moved in, then we both lost our jobs, and now we're just sitting in a room staring at each other for 24 hours a day. And it was cool. It's just like in that time, we just learned shit about each other that we're not supposed to know for like 3 years. You know what I mean? Like I came home like at 11:45 one night with just Wendy's. She's like, you just get up and just go to Wendy's and come back. That's what you do at like midnight. I'm like, yeah, it's like a little guilty pleasure. Then like later that night, I woke up at like 2 a.m. She's on her computer, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm trying to buy knockoff Adderall online. I'm like, these are two different vices, right? Like I like a little fast food. You're on the dark web. Like that's like legit. That's illegal. I don't even know how the fuck to get to the dark web or what it looks like. If it's just like Amazon but less evil. Like I don't know if it's like. I don't know if it's like, oh, we see you're buying knockoff Adderall. Would you also like to buy a baby panda and a butterfly knife? Like I don't know how. I don't know how it works, but that's her hobby.